Hey guys, it's Rima Saragaki here, and today's video is going to be part 2 of my craft foam armor series. We're going to be talking about how to prime, paint, and weather your armor pieces. So, to start off, in order to prime your pieces, you want Plastidip. And Plastidip's awesome because it creates plastic coating, so it gives the craft foam the durability that it needs. So yeah, every single time I want to spray paint stuff, it suddenly becomes windy. And as you can see, I totally missed trying to hold the camera and the Plastidip at the same time, and I got it on the pavers. That's unfortunate. But yeah, probably take a bigger piece of plastic to line your stuff, and do it on a day where it's not windy either. But yeah, this is what it should look like when it's all covered in Plastidip. And all you have to do is wait for this to dry. So after all the Plastidip has dried, you may notice that there are some parts where the Plastidip missed. You can either go back again with Plastidip, or you can use gesso. And I personally like using gesso because it's in such small parts, and also the gesso can help fill in the little the seam lines between the two pieces of craft foam. It's important to go over the parts that the Plastidip missed, mostly because if you don't, the paint will soak right into the craft foam and you'll see the true color of the craft foam no matter how many coats of paint you put on there. After everything has been properly sealed, put your base coat on, or your base coat of paint, I guess. And seeing that my base coat is black, you can't really tell, but you know, it's necessary. So switching onto a different piece of armor, I'm basically trying to weather it right now, and as you can see with the paint on this side, I'm mixing the original silver paint with a little bit of black, just so we get a darker color. I don't really like using pure black because I realize that's a little too harsh. What you want to do is work it into the edges in a small amount, and then try to blend it out with your finger so that any excess kind of gets brushed to the center and it's not as harsh. So as you can see, there's a huge difference between that little area I weathered compared to the other side of the armor in which I didn't weather. I finished weathering the right bracer and it looks so much more battle worn and a little more lifelike as opposed to the one on the left side. On the right side's bracer, I used a little technique called highlighting, or at least I call it highlighting, I don't know. But what we basically do is the same dry brush technique, and then you take a lighter coat of paint and then just dab it in the middle. I learned this technique from Kamui's videos and also Mango Sirene's Penne costume breakdown, but I just took the silver paint, mixed it with a little bit of white, and then just take a really dry brush and like just dab it. And then also taking the original silver paint, right next to the areas where you dab the lighter shade, dab it onto the edges so it kind of transitions. So taking that same original weathering shade, just work it back into the edges just so you can re-emphasize that the weathering's there, because some of it might get lost in the translation. So with dark armor, or black armor, it's a lot harder to weather because it's black. How do I weather black? So what you want to do is highlight, and then the natural darkness of the black armor will serve as the contour, I guess. So it's basically the same technique, and you just dab it on the high points or just wherever you want light contrast, anywhere away from the edges. So here's the finished product. It's basically the same technique as what I did for the silver armor, except you don't need to do the weathering. So finally, just top it off with your favorite gloss coat, or it doesn't even have to be gloss, it can be satin, and there you go. That is going to be it for this video. If you have any other questions, feel free to leave them down below, and hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time.